All right. So, good morning, everyone. Today we're going to play with hips a little bit. The hips encompass so much that I can't even, I would spend the whole hour and 15 minutes just talking about the hips, and I won't do that. But a lot of it depends on what you consider to be the hips, right? So the actual hip joint is way down here where the thigh bone, the femur bone, um, joins into the pelvis, right? So it's way down here, but a lot of times when we think about hips, we go, oh, these are my hips, right? So the pelvis, the hips, doesn't matter. Just be aware that as we work, you want to explore, you want to play, very important. But try to stay out of the pain line. And I always try to distinguish stretch is okay, discomfort is okay if you know your body and you trust it. Pain is generally not okay because that's your body's signal that you should be doing something different. Just choose a different way. And it might be simply just to come out of the pose enough that you don't feel that pain. You're back in a exploration mode instead of a protect mode. Okay, so with that, grab your strap, have it near you, and come on down to your backs with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. Yeah, here we go. Woo. So, laying down on your back, just kind of feel what's going on in your body, right? So, the back of the neck is long so that the chin isn't lifting up toward the ceiling. The shoulders are descending down to the floor. You're laying on your sacrum and you can feel that nice, hard, bony triangle below the lower back and below the hip line, right? And then you feel your feet on the mat. Maybe take your feet wider and draw your knees towards center and just get a sense of how that feels in your body. And then your hands can be resting on your belly. They can be at your sides, maybe palms face up. That's kind of a nice way to allow the shoulders to move toward the floor. And if you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and get a sense of where you're at this morning. As you start to take the breath deep into your nose, if that's possible, and exhaling it either nose or mouth, just allow that breath to move not only in your body, but through your body. So feel how your body moves with the breath, feel how your breath moves with your body. Do you feel that in breath mostly in the chest, or can you draw it down so deep that the belly expands out as well? Notice maybe that the pelvis rocks a little bit with the in breath and with the exhale. And breathe. Good. Two more here. And then place the hands on the low belly. Let the elbows reach out to the sides and down to the floor so it is comfortable. And I want you to just take a moment. I don't usually go here, but I want you to take a moment to get a sense of how you feel about your hips, about your belly, right? Your hips, maybe even your glutes, your butt. Just get a sense of how you feel, no judgment. Right? I think of all of the amazing things that this part of our bodies do for us. right? How they carry us through the world, how they carry groceries and babies and are the seed of creation, right? Second chakra, the seed of creation, also financial and emotional stability and security. There's lots and lots of emotional baggage that we can attach to this part of our bodies. And often we don't acknowledge it, or maybe we look in the mirror and we don't look at our hips, bellies, butts, or maybe we look and don't like what we see. But today I'm going to ask you to come into appreciation for this area of your bodies. And maybe smile at this area of your bodies. And maybe chuckle at your judgments, your feelings of disdain, if there are any, right? Because it's all kind of silly. These are beautiful parts of our bodies. They serve us well, and let's acknowledge that. Good. And then let those hands come back down to your sides. And just for a moment, go wider with your feet. Again, be mindful. There might get a point where that does not feel good on your knees or your inner thighs or your groin. So just go a little bit, just go till it feels kind of weird, because this is a motion we don't do a lot. This is the internal rotation of your hips. And for some of you, this feels really natural. And for some of you, like me, this feels really awkward. I don't go here often, and I just want to check it out. I just want to see how it feels to me. And then heel toe the feet back to the center until your feet touch, and take the knees out to the side. So here we are, external rotation. And breathe. Notice if you start to overarch in your back. Notice if this is too deep for you. And if it is, just bring the knees up, maybe blocks under your thighs. Good. One more. Bring the knees to center. Walk your feet out to the sides. Draw the knees towards center. They don't have to touch. Just getting a sense of internal and external rotation. Notice your breath. And last one, walk the knees out and the feet in. Let the knees play out to the sides. Baddha Konasanas, cobbler pose, butterfly pose. And then draw the knees back to center. The feet are hips width apart. Bring your, and for everybody out there, I'm mirroring. So if I say right and you see left, know that I'm trying to mirror here. So bring your right knee to your chest. You can hold in front of the knee or behind the knee, depending on how that feels for you. Keep your hands behind your knees. So let's all go there, and then take your foot up to the ceiling. Point your toes as hard as you can. Woo, little calf stretch or calf contraction, and then flex your foot. Good. Point and then flex. Good. One more. Point and flex. Big flex here, everybody. Stretch the back. And then bend your knee back to your chest. Grab your strap, take it up to the ceiling. For now, your left knee is bent, your foot is on the floor. With your legs straight up, depending on your hamstrings, I want you to see if you can fully straighten your knee, right? So we keep that back of the knee soft for most of our yoga class. And this time I want you not to hyperextend, but to straighten it to your fullest extent. Some of you are going to have to take that leg a little further away from you because your hamstrings are tight this morning. So go where you are and notice the tendency to bend the right knee. So really lengthen out from it. Flex your foot. Feel that big old stretch at the back of the leg. One, you're going to stay here. Two, you're going to straighten your left leg down to the floor. Ah, and when you do that, did something change in your right leg? Did it move further away from you? That's still okay. Did the knee bend? Still okay, right? What actually happened as you did that? And with the strap around your right foot, I just want you to externally rotate that leg. What that means is from the thigh, through the knee, through the calf, those toes go out to the side, right? Woo! And notice that external rotation. Bring it center, go the other way, turn the toes in. For most of us, it won't go nearly as far in as it does out, but really that depends on how you're built. Where are your hips in relation to the socket, right? Where's the femur in relation to the socket? Where's the hip? All of this stuff plays in. Good, one more external rotation. One more internal rotation, turning the toes in. And then bend your left knee, externally rotate your right leg, take the ankle to the thigh, simple figure four. We've done this a zillion times. Where are you in this pose, right? How is your hip? What does it feel like? Are you getting any stretch in the outer right hip? So just pause for a second here and breathe. If it's too much, again, all we do is move the left knee away from us a little bit, even if that left foot's on the floor. So lots and lots of options here to explore the pose. Good. If you can, I want you to slide your right shin halfway across your left knee. Halfway across, you're going to change the angle of your stretch. And then slide it the rest of the way over if you can, so that your knee on top of knee. And then move your left ankle away from your right so that you are in a version of cow face legs. No hands, just see where you are. And if you notice, right, the legs, both legs are externally rotated. You might feel a little compression in the groin. And if you do, you separate the knees. Just press those feet away from you as if you could open them up. I always think of a wishbone here, sadly. So just press them away, use your energy and strength. Good, release, bring both knees to your chest. Let your foot come back to the floor, release your right leg and pause. Bring your right knee or your left knee into your chest. Take the hands behind your knee, straighten it up to the ceiling and see if you can really straighten that left knee. So we start to shorten these ligaments and these tendons, and then we get to a place where we can't really straighten the joint. So we want to practice that safely, but we want to practice extending through the joints and making sure we've got our full range of motion. Good, so point and flex and point, big, big, big point, everybody, and flex it. Whoo, yeah. Good. Draw that knee back to chest. Grab your strap. Take the strap around your left foot. Take it back up to the ceiling. See if you can straighten, for the most part, that knee. If you can't, don't worry about it, right? It's not gonna change your day. So don't worry about it. And then feel this nice little hamstring stretch. Find your breath. One, you're here to straighten the right leg. So again, this is all about the hamstrings. And if you straighten the right leg and your stretch or your left leg gets all wonky and can't hold the pose, then just bend the knee, right? It's no biggie. It's easy. We're going to hit the easy button today. All right, feel that nice stretch. This leg is always tighter for me than the other. And then simply externally rotate. Just externally rotate that leg. The thigh rolls out, the shin, calf roll out, the ankle, foot rolls out to the side. Get a sense of how that feels in your body. Good, center, take an internal rotation. Breathe. Good. One more, both directions. Take it external and internal. I always wonder, like, why won't you go further? Right? The way you're built, my darlings. Breathe. And take it center. Bend your right knee, put that foot back on the floor. Externally rotate that left leg, bend the knee, and take the ankle to the knee. You can take the strap off. Here we are again, figure four. Draw the knees toward your chest and feel that sweet little stretch, usually on the outer hip of the leg that's bent or the leg that's closest to you. Good, soften. And so if this is easy for you, if this is a super easy one, maybe you see where you are on your back or on your pelvis, right? Maybe drop down to the sacrum a little bit and keep a teeny space behind your lower back and see how that feels, how that changes things. All right, slide your shin halfway across, slide that shin across and see how that changes things. Ooh, yeah. I can feel my bike ride from this morning. Everybody breathe. Slide it the rest of the way across if you can, your knee on top of knee, and then separate those feet away from each other. A little bit of a wishbone here, cow face legs. Most of the time we're reaching out and grabbing those legs and doing a little bit more of a pull, but today I want you to use your muscles and not your hands. So we're really working that external rotation of the hips. Big deep breath. Whew. See if you can get those inner ankles even closer toward your shoulders. Don't force it though. And release it. Bring the knees to your chest. Holy moly. Release the legs. Bring those feet back to the floor. All right. So you don't need your strap for now. We're just going to do a little bit of hip movement. So draw your knees to your chest. Take those legs up to the ceiling. If you have low back stuff, take those hands underneath your sacrum just for a little extra support. Good. Take the legs wide. Bend your knees. Think about happy baby. Good. Bend your knees. Bring the knees to center and take them up. So all you're doing, you're taking them out wide. You're bending the knees so the knees are still wide, but the heels come to your glutes and draw the knees in. Take them up. Exhale out. Bend the knees, heels toward hips. Bring the knees in. Good. Three more. Take them up. Open them up. Bend down. Take the knees in. Good. Two more. Reach up and out. I'm so close to the wall, I can't go anywhere. Good. Bring them down. Take them in. One more time. Reach up. Open them up. Bend the knees in. Take the knees to center. Now we're going to reverse that for 5. So open wide. Take them out. Bring them together. And then bend the knees to center. Good. Take the knees out wide. Think kind of a weird happy baby. Take the legs straight, wide leg. Take them into center. Work the inner thighs and in. Good. 3 more. Out and up and center. Take it down. 2 more. Take wide. Open them up. Woo. Take them up and bring them in. 1 more. Out you go. Straighten them out. Take them up and bring your knees to your chest. Nice job, everybody. And shake it out. Keep your right knee in. Stretch your left leg long. Take it an inch or 2 off the floor if you can. Hands go behind your right leg. Take the right leg up. Here we are, a little bit of core work, my darlings out there. You know, we got to get a little core in there. Try to extend both legs. So both legs straight. If this is way too much, the right leg bends enough so that you can extend through the left leg. So either way, 1, you're here. 2, the hands are down on the floor. You're pressing the shoulders down, working your belly. Or 3, you lift up your chest and neck and head and reach for your left leg. Straighten both legs to your ability. Find your breath. 1 hand behind the head, by the way, is a pretty awesome thing, especially if your neck's feeling tense here. And exhale, body down. Left leg reaches up, right leg lowers a few inches off the floor. Your belly draws down to the floor. Remember, hands down, knee bent if you need to. When you're ready, lift your upper body, reach for the right foot. Find your breath. That's it. Good. Lower your upper body. Take the leg up. Lower your left leg a few inches off the floor. Little bit of change here. This time you're going to walk your hands up your right leg. Maybe you catch your foot, maybe not. Breathe. Make sure your head's not hanging, that chin is tucked. One hand behind the head to support your neck if needed. Good. Release and keep reaching. And let go. Take the left leg up, lower the right leg, squeeze that low belly down toward the floor, extend both legs, walk your hands up your left leg. Maybe you catch your foot, maybe not. Find your breath. One hand behind the head again as an option. Let go of your leg or your foot. Keep reaching up and lower down, both knees to chest. Holy moly. Good, shake it out. And then roll your knees to one side and come on up. Come up to a seat, everybody. Woo, good. And once you're up, just point flex. Roll out those ankles, shake it out. If you normally sit up on a blanket, go ahead and grab your blanket and then find Dandasana. Hands to the floor, shoulders roll back, chest lifts, right? From belly button to collarbones. See if you can lift without overarching. So hands to the floor, flex your feet, lift your right leg. If you start to big time cramp in that thigh, normal, right? Maybe you let go and just lower it down. Good. Shake it out. A little cramp for me there. Lift your left leg, lift your chest. Hands can come behind to help support you. And breathe, everybody. Lower that down. Lift your right leg again. One, you're here. Hands are to the floor, supporting you. Two, the hands go up to the ceiling. Woo! Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Lower it all down. Shake it out. Let's go to the other side. Lift your left leg. Squeeze in through your belly. Arms up as an option. Big deep breath. You got it. And lower down. Shake out the legs. This is a little serious, so we're going to be here for a little bit. Roll your shoulders, hands to the floor. Lift your right leg. Squeeze your belly. Lift your chest. Arms up, optional. Bring your right knee to your chest and push it out. Good. 4 more. Bring it in. If this is really way too hard, keep the leg on the floor and just slide it up and slide it back. Good. 2 more. Squeeze it in. Squeeze it out. Last one. Squeeze and out. Lower down. Lift up everything. Exhale down. Other leg. Lift that left leg. Lift your chest. Arms up is an option. Here we go for 5. Squeeze them in on purpose, right? And out. Good. Squeeze it in on purpose. Out. That's 3 more. 1. Push. 2. Push. Good. Last one. Squeeze it and push. Let go. Lift up tall and exhale out. Shake them. We got 1 more here, everybody. Hang in there, at least 1 more. Unless I come up with something really good in the middle. Good. Lift your right leg, lift your chest. Take the arms up. Breathe. Bring the knee in. Step it over your left leg, lift tall. Wrap your left arm around your right knee and come into twist. That's it. Don't over twist, right? Anytime we're using the body as a fulcrum point, right? As I'm pulling that leg in with the arm, I'm very mindful that I'm not overdoing it or trying to just overpower where my body really wants to go. As you release that twist, come center, lift the arms. Lift the foot, hold. right? Here we are in that kind of weird external rotation again. Step over, but don't step down. Push it out, hold, and let go of the arms. Good, one more side. Here we go. Hands down, lift the leg. You pick your class, right? You pick how far you want to go here, how much you can do at this time because you're just going to get stronger as we go. Bring the knee in, squeeze, lift your chest. Step it over on purpose and then lift up nice and tall. Wrap your right arm around. Take the left arm back. Find your pose and breathe. And notice, right? Are you getting all tense? Can you breathe? Can you keep the spine long, even as you twist? All right, let's release it slowly. As you release, arms up. Lift your foot, see if you can hold. Bring it straight, but see if you can hold. Lift your chest. Push it out, see if you can hold. And let it go. Good, bend the knees, shake it out. Right, just shake, shake, shake. And then grab your strap for this last one, and then we'll get moving off our behinds here. So you're gonna grab your strap and you're gonna take it around your right foot. Just hold it with your right hand. And if you can, I want you to extend that leg straight up. As you do so, the left leg is grounded down to the floor. The chest is lifted. The spine is long. We take out as much of that back grounding as possible. And then just hold it up there, right? Don't strain the shoulder, the fingers. The other hand can come back behind you just to support you if you would like that. And then take the right leg out to the side. See if you can straighten the knee. Take the opposite arm up as an option. Ground your left leg, which I totally forgot about for a second. And breathe, lift through your chest. Bring the leg to center, grab the strap with your other hand and take it across. Woo, right? What are we feeling, everybody? That baby, right? Take the other arm up as support or it's down on the floor. Both are perfect. Ground through your left leg. Find your breath. Take that leg to center. Here's kind of an interesting thing. I want you to lift big time up through your chest. Ground your left leg. You're going to release your strap and see how much height you can hold with that leg before you take it to the floor. So here we go, everybody. Let go. Woo. And then slowly lower the leg. Shake, shake, shake. All right. Wasn't that fun? That was big time fun. All right. Straight in. Put the strap around your left leg. Remember, I'm mirroring here if it's confusing. Ground your right leg. Lift your chest. Bend your knee and then take it up. Right. So we're going to lean back a little bit. That's going to be perfectly normal, but you don't want to like lounge too much. So try to keep that chest nice and tall. And then just ground through one leg as you lift the other leg. Maybe you tap into your sit bones, right? Maybe you tap in there and feel where you are even or where maybe you're leaning one side or the other. And then with that strap in your left hand, take the leg out to the left. See if you can extend through the knee. Good, nice, right? Breathe, chest lifted. That hand can go up opposite or down to the floor to help support this. Breathe, keep grounding through that right leg every time you think about it. And then bring the leg center, take it across your body. Oh, that's always such a stretch for me. Big time breath here. Lift your chest and just enjoy it, right? So here's what we were talking about in the middle. Sensation, stretch, maybe a little discomfort, no pain. We're good. We're solid here. Good. Take it to the center. Here we go. Lift big time your chest. Push down through your right leg. Let go of your strap. Woo! And lower it to the floor. I'm full of exclamation sounds today. Set your strap aside, bend your knees, take the knees out to the side, and bring the soles of your feet together. Awesome spot for your blocks. If your knees are not close to the floor, or it's just a lot of stretch for the inner groin, inner legs, just use your blocks under your knees. It's a really neat place to have those blocks. It just relaxes the groin so that you can breathe, right? So that you can play here. So easy, easy, right? Here's this whole inner thigh stretch. Here we are externally rotated again. We're lifting up nice and tall. If you tend to round in your lower back, I'd really encourage you to get up on a pillow or a blanket so that your hips are higher. Even so, right, if your knees are super high, getting up on a couple blankets can make a big difference. And then just breathe. I'm holding my feet, but I'm not pulling on my feet. So you can hold anywhere you like. We're going to be here just for a moment. Notice. Breathe. All right. So we're going to do something I often do here. I think it's helpful to gain muscle. Again, be mindful. Your hands go to your knees and you do not push down. I've said that every time. Please don't push down on your knees, right? Your knees, where your knees are, is a function of where your hips are. And it's not whether your hips are open or closed. It is structurally where your hips line up. So never, never force, right? I don't know why they do it. Don't do it. All right. But what you are going to do is put your hands on your knees and you're going to push up isometrically with those knees. So I'm pushing my knees into my hands, not super hard, and I'm resisting. I feel all kinds of work happening in the inner thigh, inner groin. Use your breath and then just let go. Good. Two more here. Push up, push up, push up. Breathe. Keep your chest tall. That's it. That's it. And let go. Are you in appreciation of your hips? Right? Breathe, squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze. And let go. And then draw your knees together. That's it. Walk the feet out a little bit. Lean back and then cross your right knee over your left, like you're just sitting in a chair. And just check that out. How does that feel for you? You can even rock a little side to side. Right? Easy, easy. But then I want you to walk your feet out. Only, again, we're playing with this idea of cow face legs, but we're not going to go super deep. Not for now. I want you to just walk the feet out and keep leaning back and keep feeling the stretch in both hips, particularly for me, the hip that is attached to the high knee, and just walk out. Just check it out. How does it feel for you? Maybe you flex both feet, right? So we don't over sickle in the ankles. Maybe we lift up the chest. If you're leaning back significantly, see if you can start to move to your sit bones. I'm not dropping my knees yet. I can, but I'm not. I just want to see how it feels to bring those knees together and do this external rotation. So maybe you sit up really tall. Find your breath. Good. And then lean back, walk the feet together, undo the knees. Just take them out for a second and bring them back in. Cross the other way, your left over your right. You're checking it out. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side. And then you bring them center and you're just going to walk those feet out. Just go out till you feel a stretch or a sensation in your hips. Just notice. If you're leaning back and that's the best you can do, stay right there. Just don't collapse, right? But stay back. Just let those hips check things out. If your hips sockets are more forward in your pelvis, these are going to be much tougher than if your femurs are more to the sides. If you look at x-rays, it's fascinating how different we all are. So zero judgment, go where you can go, feel good, feel comfortable, and play there, right? Your own unique, beautiful body here. So sit up tall if you can. Find your breath. Lean back, walk those feet in, undo your knees, straighten them out. And all I want is one good Dandasana, fired up legs. We're bringing everything back to center, hands down or fingertips down to your sides. Flex your feet, squeeze those legs, make them active, and let go. Nice job, everybody. All right, so we're done with that. Come to table pose and have your blocks at the front of your mat and your hands on your blocks. I have my blocks up at second level. It's kind of nice for the wrists. So the pinky or the fingers can kind of wrap to the sides, most of them. And knees are underneath your hips. And I want you to just do a few cats and cows. And as you do, just really round and then release. Watch the low back. Good. Exhale as you round into cat pose. And then a little baby cow. Good. Last one. Squeeze in. And exhale it. And then come to a neutral spine. Neutral does not mean flat. Neutral means neutral, little tiny curves all the way up so that your low back feels good. I love that engagement of the low belly, right? Transverse abdominis through here really helps to support the lower back. Press your left leg out. Your hands are on your blocks. If the blocks feel funky, then just come to the floor with your hands. No big deal. And then lift the leg. It's not going to lift high because your hands are higher. So you're actually doing just the slight back bend here, right? Little baby back bend as the chest is lifted, the belly is toned. Low back issues, you're going to drop lower on your blocks or take the hands off completely because you don't like that feeling. And then take your left knee out to the side toward your elbow. Drop it down to the middle and press it back out. Good. 3 more. Bring it in. Drop it down and press out. 2 more. Squeeze. You notice we're going slow. Down and out. Last one. Squeeze it to the side. Down. Press it out. Don't take it high. Don't arch your low back. And then lift your right arm out for a variation of balancing table. Breathe. Good. Lower the hand, lower the knee, shake it out. Always take the time to shake out your wrists too if they get chatty with you. It happens, right? All right, right leg out. Squeeze in your belly, lift the leg, don't overlift because as soon as you do, you drop that low back. Breathe, notice, and notice that your glute, right, that right glute muscle should be pretty toned here. All right, you know what's coming, so circle that knee out, maybe brush your elbow down to center and then straight back again. 3 more. Circle slow. Press it out, hip strength here. Circle slow, press it back. Last one, big circle slow. Down and press back. Flex your foot, tone your belly, reach with the left arm. And breathe. Good, lower and lower. Just sit back for a second here, just stretch back. And then come on up and step forward with your left foot. Take your blocks to your highest level if you have them. If you don't have them, your hands are on the floor. And notice the stretch of your back leg, your right leg. So when we're doing some of this hip work, we're really tightening the hip flexors, right? The things that bring our leg into this position. You gotta stretch them, right? Otherwise, you're going to shorten through the front body and cause all kinds of hate and discontent, right? All kinds of grief. So here we are, nice stretch for the psoas, the front hip flexors of your back leg. Take your hands to your knee, back off your pose so that you're more 90-90, and then tuck the pelvis slightly so that you deepen the stretch of your right leg. Whoo, yeah. Once you're there, once you feel that stretch, take the right arm up, keep breathing, and then optionally a small side bend to the left. So we're going deep into the belly, deep into the front thigh, front hip. Big breath. Good. Come on up. Hands come to your blocks. Simply switch sides and bring your right foot forward. Start out with a simple long, low lunge. Right here we are, stretching the front thigh, the front psoas, shoulders are back. We didn't even talk shoulders. Keep it wide. Big deep breath. And then start to bring the hips back. You might have to bring your front foot back, right? Take your hands to your knees. You're more 90-90 with both legs. And then tuck the pelvis. Soon as you do that, right, you'll feel this front of your leg stretch more. I'm also pressing into my back foot, by the way. Once you're there, take the left arm up, pause, just feel the stretch. And then small side bend to the right, just to go deeper into the belly. Relax your face. Breathe. Take it up. Release, hands to the floor. Bring both knees back. Set your blocks to the side. We're going to use them again. Plant your hands. Lift your knees, flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Stretch them out, everybody. And then very much on purpose, walk those hands back to your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to make those hands come to your feet. Take your hands to your knees. Now, for my new gal out there, don't like rounding, don't round. So lift your head chest, right, as one beautiful unit. Lengthen through your tailbone, take the belly in and come up to standing. And then shake it out. Good, you're at the back of your mat. Inhale, don't you feel like one of the Olympians? You're like, all right, here we go. Lift up, inhale up. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Straighten the knees if you can, bend them if you need to, and breathe. So simple forward fold, the elbows stay trained toward the side body. Breathe. Walk your hands out to downward facing dog. I love weight bearing work. So as we walk on the hands, we weight bear, we get those wrists, arms, shoulders stronger. Pedal the feet, stretch it out. And then your choice, right? Either you're going to drop the knees and step forward left leg, or you're going to take the left leg up and then step all the way through to a lunge. Lower your right knee to the floor, undo your toes. Inhale, reach the arms up. Stretch everything out. Exhale your hands to the floor. Leave your right hand where it is and take your left arm up. Little twist. Exhale, hands to the floor. Come into these poses at your own pace. Lift your right knee off the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back on purpose. Open up your shoulders, bend the knees, and inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Walk it out. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Find your pose. Spread your fingers. Either lower to your knees and step forward with your right foot, or take the right foot up. Right leg up, breathe. Step all the way through to a lunge. Make sure when you step through, your feet are hips width apart. or slightly wider. Lower your left knee, squeeze your belly. Inhale, reach up. Use your breath, everybody. As you exhale, left hand comes to the floor, right arm reaches up, nice little twist. Breathe. Exhale that hand to the floor, lift your left knee, step back to downward facing dog. You can always go wider with those feet, gives your hamstrings a little more space. Walk the hands back. Pause, bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. How's that feeling, everybody? Shake out those shoulders. Good. We're going to do one more full round. We're just going to add on a little bit, just a little bit. Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Think about it. Feel free to sway a little side to side. I've never been good at static poses. I want you to trust your body. Now, your knees are bent. If your fingers easily come to the floor, I want you, fingertips, I want you to see if you can straighten the knees. Don't hyperextend, but just see if you can get those knees to straighten. Ooh, and feel the change in the hamstring, right? The hamstring stretch. If your fingertips don't easily come to the floor, I want you to take your hands to your shins. Push there, nice length through your spine, and straighten the knees to your level. Okay, and notice the difference. Either one works. It's just if your hamstrings are really tight, fingers to the floor isn't ideal with straight legs. Good. So fingers back to the floor, bend your knees, walk on out, down dog. Spread the fingers, pressing to the center of those hands. Really reach in with the thumb and index fingers. Take that weight off that pinky corner of your palm. And either lower knees and step forward left leg, or lift the left leg, three-legged dog. More work here, right? Step all the way through to a lunge. Either lower your right knee or not. Scissor the inner thighs together, hands to knees, pause, find your balance, lift your chest. Inhale, reach up. So high lunge or low lunge, your level here. Big deep breath. Feel the back leg and feel the back glute muscle, right? Everything engaging. As that back glute engages, the front of the leg stretches, right? The front psoas, the front thigh stretches. That's what we're looking for. Good. As you're ready, hands to the floor or to blocks. Right hand stays on the floor. Left arm reaches up. Nice little twist here. Notice that standing hands shoulder. Make sure it's not rolling forward toward the chest. Use your breath here. How's it feeling? Yeah, right? Feels good. All right, exhale, breathe. If your knee is down, lift it. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back. Open up your shoulders. Your feet are hips width apart or wider. Bend your knees, hands stay close to your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. One more. Una más. One more, everybody. Here we go. Lift up. Exhale down. Pause. Maybe shake those hips side to side. How's it feel? Let the head be heavy. And then if the fingertips don't easily come to the floor, you're going to bend your knees, take your hands to your shins, and then straighten the knees and breathe. If they come easily to the floor, you can straighten those knees there. Now here's a thing, right? As you're straightening the legs, can you keep the weight in the middle of your feet, right? Harder. Breathe. Good. Walk it out. Walk it on out. There was a line dance. I think the Cupid song was my favorite one, right? We used to do the Cupid shuffle. Check it out if you don't know it. That's a way back. All right, here we are. Remember, down to the knees or lift the right leg. Pause, gaining strength every time. Find your breath. Step all the way through to a lunge. Decide if you want to do high lunge or low lunge. Decide if you'd like your hands on your blocks or not. You're going to take those hands to your knee, lift your chest, take the arms up, find your breath. You got it. And then slow control back down to the floor or your blocks. Your left hand stays down, your right arm goes up. Simple twist here. Big deep breath. And then let the right hand come to the floor. If your left knee is up, lower it down. Slide your right leg back. Take the knees wide, feet towards each other, and come into a wide leg child's pose. You can come up to hero pose as well. Wow, where's the time going? Wow, I must be talking a lot today. Everybody just find your breath. Just notice. Right, each time we break between poses, we come back to our center. All right, so if you're in child's pose, just press forward until you're in table pose again. Spread your fingers, tone your belly, downward facing dog. Here we are. And I want you to step forward with your right leg. Check your alignment, everybody, right? We didn't talk a whole lot about alignment, but front knee, front ankle. And then turn yourself toward the left until you're in a wide leg forward fold. Turn the toes out just a little bit, angle them out. Bend your knees. One hand to one knee, one hand to the other knee, and come on up to standing. So really important in my brain anyway, that your hips and your knees and your feet angle the same way. So if your feet are centered, then your hip bones are centered and your knees are centered, right? If your feet are turned out to the side, knees, hips turned out to the side. That should make sense. And again, it's a little bit individual. So you trust you trust your body and notice how it feels. You can go wide, but don't go overly wide. Or you can stay more narrow. And then I just want you to rock a little bit side to side. And as you do so, just notice, are your knees tracking roughly over second and third toes? Right, that's all we're looking for. And then take the torso to center and drop into a little squat and press the knees out and breathe. Now, what do we do from here? When I look, for the most part, my knees are centered over my feet. My knees are roughly in line with my ankles. I'm gonna like draw up all this energy. We don't want to spill out. We want to draw up. So pelvic floor muscles, lower belly, chest lifts, feeling good, right? Feeling solid. I was gonna say fighting stance, but maybe that's not very yogi. The hips are externally rotating, kind of neutral, right? Kind of neutral, but kind of externally rotating. And we're just sitting in our power here, sitting in our stance. If your legs get tired, come on out. Okay, we're gonna be here a little bit and we're gonna move. So you don't have to stay here forever. All right, so if you can, I want you to just lift one heel off the floor and then drop it down. Lift the other, drop it down. If your legs are getting fatigued, just straighten the legs for a moment and come back in. Good. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, and lift. Good. Lift. We're almost there. Lift. One more, both sides. Lift and lift. Sink down. Straighten the legs. Oh, right. I know. Breathe. All right. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, goddess pose. Here we are, right? Goddess pose. A lot of times you'll see goddess pose, the thumb and index fingers touch, right? We bring that into a nice little mudra there, and we close the energy more or less. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's okay. And just breathe. All right, choice number one, lift one heel, lower, lift the other heel. Lower, choice two, and I'm actually bringing my legs in a little bit so I feel a little more solid. Lift both heels. If this hurts the heck out of your feet, don't do it. Don't let the knees collapse. Find your focus point. This is all balance. Take the arms straight up. Spread those fingers. Woo. Lower the heels. Sink down and lift up. Wow. Good. Walk those feet together. I shouldn't have done the 10-mile bike ride this morning. All right, here we go. Woo. All right, grab your strap, everybody. I know I'm having way too much fun here. All right, balance work. Balance work. If you want to be near a wall or near a piece of furniture, just go for it, right? Because this can be tricky. I find using strap for balance work tricky in general. So you can be on or off your mat. I think I'll step off mat just to see that my balance is really solid on the floor. So take your strap carefully. You don't have to use your strap, by the way, but take your strap and wrap it around your right foot. And hold on to that strap with your right hand. Your left leg, solid, right? So what you're gonna do to start is you're gonna push into that left leg and lift your right knee and walk your hands down your strap. We were doing this on the floor. Solidify your standing leg. What's that mean? Glute active, hip active, leg active. If this is it, stay here. If you want to put that foot back on the floor, do that. If the strap is throwing you off, hand under thigh, no strap. Good. Those of you who want a little bit more, take the left arm out, straighten the right leg in front of you. If you're rounding your back, bend the knee. Big deep breath. Bend your knee. Set that foot back down as gracefully as possible and let go. We're going to build on that just once. So switch to the other side. Often one leg better or stronger than the other. So no judgment, just notice. Remember, hand to wall is awesome. All right, so here we are. You're going to make that standing leg strong. You're going to bend your knee. You're going to walk your hand down your strap. Take that right arm out, extend the left leg long. Yeah, find your focus point. It's okay to wiggle, okay? But if you think you're gonna fall, you let go of that strap, you let go of that leg. Woo! Breathe. Goodness gracious. And bend the knee and slide it down. Good. So all that wobbling is awesome. It's teaching your body. But don't ever get stubborn. about it. I speak from experience. All right, here we are. Back to the other leg. Make sure this standing leg is good and solid. As you lift the leg, take the knee up, fire up your standing leg, take the arm out for balance, straighten the right leg if you want, take it out to the side. Whew. Did this when we were on the floor. Try to straighten the knee if you can, but if your hamstrings say no, don't worry about it. Take the leg center, switch hands, take it across. Thank you all. Breathe. Woo! And I fell. As soon as I get distracted. All right, hang in there. Come on down if you're down. Just come on down. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Go to your other leg. Right, once it's down, recovery is pretty tough. So let's go to the other side. Reach down, fire up that standing leg, bring the knee. That's it. Opposite arm out for balance, or that hand's on the wall. Straighten it out. Out to the side. Woo, as soon as you move it, breathe. Back to center. Switch hands. Take the leg across. Interesting, interesting. Whew. Come back to center and let go. Good. Set your strap aside. So those of you who know me know, right, in yoga and life, some days you're on, some days you're not. As my mother used to say, she was Italian. We don't worry about it. We just hang out. Inhale, reach the arms up, legs are wide. Exhale, come on down. Breathe. Walk yourself back toward the right and come back into a high lunge. Step your right leg back, come to downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale to your tippy toes, lower down to your knees. And release to your seat. There we go. That's it. Breathe, breathe. All right, so grab your blocks. Just have them on either side. If you have a blanket or a pillow, come on up on your blanket or your pillow. In other words, sit up on it. So, excuse me, cow face legs, challenging pose depending on your hips. So we're going to do what we did before. We're going to lean back. We're going to take our feet out. And I do want you to find the pose that makes sense for your body. For some of you, this is easy. For some of you, next lifetime, right? It's okay. Just go where you are. Take your right leg over your left. Walk the feet out. Start to sit up. We were already here. Now, one of the things I like to do is maybe just take a block under your knees and let that bottom knee rest on it and just get a sense of how that feels. Some of you, knee upon knee, doing this just isn't going to happen, so separate. Separate as much as you need to, all the way up to coming to a seated figure four, where this bottom leg is straight and you're here, okay? But then if you can, the knees are on top of each other. Maybe you're on a block. Your torso is tall. Maybe the block lowers, right? A little more intensity. I do like to flex the feet a little, not hard, but a little, just to keep the ankles more lined up. Some of you I know out there don't need a block. Your hips are fashioned in a way that this is easy or easier. Knee on top of knee. And then the other secret here for cow face we're doing the lower part, not the upper part, is that if your heels are closer to your groin, if your knees and hips allow this, that is actually a little bit less stress on the hips. So if the heels are closer to the hips, it is a little bit easier. If that's easy for you, you walk the feet out and have them more out to the sides. So wherever you are, see if you can then come back to your center, right? Back to that place of equanimity, of peace, of acceptance, all that kind of stuff. One, you're here. Two, you're leaning back, however you are. Three, take the arms up. And if your right leg is on top, then your left hand, oops, your left arm pats you on the back. The right arm goes out to the side, internal rotation of the shoulder, bring it behind, and then maybe your fingers touch, maybe they don't. If your chin is dropped, then you're reaching too hard with the hands. You can truly just have one hand resting behind your back. As you lift up, as the legs settle, as you relax, take a deep breath. What I've learned over the years with yoga is that if I am struggling in a pose, then I am not doing my body a service. I am stressing it instead of moving into it. This is not a stressful pose for me. I could sit here for a long time. But I know for others, this is stressful. So come out and out and out until it's not stressful. But maybe you still get your stretch. All right, release the hands. Woo. Exhale, take them behind you, lean back. Walk the feet towards center, undo your knees, straighten them out for a moment. And then bend the knees, other side, left over right. Walk those feet out. Pick your pose for your body. Remember, I love the block option. The other way to teach this is to get the hips high enough that the legs have room. So that's a whole other cool way to do it. But then whether you're using a block or not, lower the knees to your level. Heels are in tight or they're out to the sides. You've got space. Your chest is tall. You're going to check this out, maybe a little tiny flex of your feet. Deep breath. So if your left is on top, then your right goes up and pats you on the back. Take the left arm out to the side, big internal rotation that gives that shoulder room to move behind you. Maybe you find your fingers, maybe not. Can you breathe? Can you smile? Maybe you close your eyes and move into all of the interesting sensations in your body right now. For me, it's a little in the hip, a lot in my, for me, my right shoulder, right? Stretching out that deltoid, that front of the arm. But it's just sensation, it's just interesting to me, so I can stay. Good. Wherever you are, release the arms first. Woo. Exhale those hands down, lean back, walk the feet in, undo, and stretch. Good. We're going to run a few minutes over, so hang in there with me. Have a block on either side. We're gonna close it down pretty quickly, but as we move into Shavasana, I want you to come down to your block, down to your back with a block on either side. Pause for a second. Bring both knees to your chest and move into a short happy baby. So happy baby, the full pose Your arms go inside your legs. You grab your big toes or the outsides of your feet. The soles of the feet go to the ceiling as if you were stepping on the ceiling. Your sacrum presses down. Your shins or your lower legs are parallel with the wall. Your knees are heading toward your hips or toward the floor, really. I'm not that limber. Options. The hands, the elbows go outside the legs. I like this one a lot too. Outside the legs, they wrap around the back of the knees, and I just hold on to my fingers. And I work on the legs and I work on the hips. Relax your feet a little bit, don't overstress it. Maybe you rock a little bit. Maybe you find the pose. I know for some it's easier to grab shins, right? Or ankles. But keep dropping your sacrum back to the floor so that the low back doesn't over round. Good. Big deep breath. Bring the legs together, feet to the floor, blocks on either side. Let the knees go out to the sides and catch your blocks. So this is a restorative Baddha Konasana. I want you to let the shoulders drop back to the floor. Your hands rest on your belly. Back of the neck is long. Your chin is level. You feel the movement of your belly under your hands. You feel that movement of your breath. Your jaw starts to relax. Your shoulders start to relax. Good. 3 more breaths right here. And then, as good as this might feel, we've been in this position a lot in class. So maybe take those blocks, which are easy to get to, bring the knees to center, take the blocks underneath your upper thighs, and then straighten the legs and let your whole pelvis relax, come back into alignment, your hands down at your sides, coming into Shavasana. If that doesn't feel good under your thighs, you can remove them, but often that just sets the pelvis down and lets it relax. So soften, breathe. And maybe just for a moment or two, come back to where we started in class in appreciating this part of your body, maybe sending a little thanks or a little love to this area. It may not look like it did when we were 20. Maybe it looks better, right? But without judgment, if we don't love our bodies, then we're missing, I think, an important part of acceptance in our lives. And then let all of that go and truly come into Shavasana. Thoughts drift through, body settles. We surrender to what is. Good. Staying just a little bit longer, becoming a little bit softer still. And for those of you who would like to stay in Shavasana longer, please go ahead and stay. Stay as long as you like and let my voice be just in the background. For those of you who would like to come on out, start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Bend your knees, draw your knees to your chest. Rock side to side until those knees go to one side or the other. And then very slowly press all the way up, coming to your seated pose. And again, as you're ready, bringing your hands to your heart, bowing to your own inner wisdom and inner voice. It is timeless, it is wise. Namaste.
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 Namaste.